Kuhn is the fullback with the first and goal. Kuhn gets the ball. Pyle trying his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort.
Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolfpack, what's going on? Your boy, the Wolf of Rose Street, RoseStreetJournal.com. We breed and feed you fantasy wolves here with your Week 14 Fantasy Tailgate. Usually this is the start of the fantasy playoffs, but today, given the longer season, most of us are kind of in that 1 week before the playoffs start, which really is honestly an extension of the playoffs for many of us. Do or die time, wouldn't go home. Maybe the bye's on the line. Maybe you just don't want to be in last place like CJay always is. Either way, welcome on into Week 14, folks. I'm so pumped to be here with you. It's a crazy week. We have a ton of I'll try to get through the news as quickly as we can, but this is just a chaotic week, so hopefully your game's not on the line with all this chaos going on, but we will cover it all. We'll give you, of course, our answers to all your sit starts. So come on in, get those questions on in. Of course, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, helps us get out to more people and continue to grow. CJay, though, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good. It's one of the more anticlimactic last weeks of the regular season for me. 2 last place finishes. Yeah, I got Najee Harris put it in me on Thursday, so not good. Other than my big league, though, I'm kind of just secure right in the middle at like 4th or 5th place. So just kind of a boring week.
Can't get a bye, but won't get knocked out. Just one of those, DFS weeks, as we like to call them.
Exactly.
Get some good draft kicks in, get a little action. I'm in a pretty similar boat. There's a couple win and get-ins for me, though. I should make it in 5 of 7 leagues. The 2 I'm out, I'm definitely not going to make it. They're horrendous teams, but we will see as we get on into today. Just really quickly, talking about Thursday night, it was just great to see Dalvin Cook. He is healthy, clearly, or not healthy, but he is good.
He looks better. He looked better than he did before the injury.
Honestly, that was by far the best game he's had all year. It was unbelievable. The holes, were gaping. I think it was more so the Steelers are just pathetic and really are just kind of quitting on the season, it looks like almost. But either way, that was a ridiculous performance. I hope he wears the harness at all times. He has now scored 4 touchdowns in 2 games with the harness. He's on pace for like 3,000 total yards from scrimmage if he played a full game with the full season with the harness. So harness Dalvin Cook. Whenever that happens, you better start him. But man, that was a beautiful performance. Najee.
Where would harness Dalvin Cook be on your 2022 rankings?
Oh, number 1. Harness Dalvin Cook is unstoppable. Just keep him in the harness the rest of his life, please. But no, he's a beast, an absolute monster. Just great to see for your playoff run. The league I have him in is my most important league, which I love, but it's also similar to the situation you described. I can't get a bye and I can't get knocked out of the playoffs. So I hope my team's not just blowing its load early and how it always goes. Yeah. I'm going to have like 300 points this week and then they're going to have a dud next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
No, the absolute worst is when you get a bye week and your team goes off for like 190.
It's just about a guarantee. It happens every single year. The bye week, your team goes nuts, and then the next week it's just like a tale as old as time. That's why we live in a simulation. The fantasy gods are just pulling all the strings. No doubt about it. But let's get on into the news because again, I know there's going to be some pretty wild questions given all the injuries we're dealing with, and there is like a plethora of interesting streamers. Maybe one of the 5 will be good, but we'll see. We'll do our best to try to unearth who could be the best. But not a streamer. That's Alvin Kamara. He is a full go. What a perfect time to come back to. 1, nobody else is around him. No Mark Ingram. No, not even Montgomery. I think Tony Jones, that piece of garbage, is the only guy that's behind Alvin Kamara, which means you're probably getting 25 plus touches against the Jets, the easiest matchup of all time. I get Taysom Hill is not the best for his production in the past, but either way, they have no one else to throw to. I think Kamara is just going to go completely bananas today. It's between him and Ekeler for my number 1 spot and for who I want to build my DraftKings around. And I've been going with Kamara, I think. What do you think, CJay?
See, I don't know. Obviously, he's a great – yeah, no, I fit Ekeler into the lineup a few minutes ago. But I don't know. The Taysom Hill thing with Kamara, his points always dwindle with him under center. So I'm not feeling it this week.
I don't know. We'll see. Jets gets running backs. They're just so damn bad.
I think
Eckler's certainly safer. Sure. No doubt about that. And no Keenan Allen, right? Eckler's getting both those guys in a lineup would be pretty sexy. But ultimately, I love them both. And Kamara's a little bit cheaper on DraftKings too. Gives you a little more salary relief. So we'll see. Either way, just a great welcome back party for him. Darrell Henderson's on your COVID list, which means Sony Michel right back into the top 20 running backs, 120 yards, the first 100-yard rusher for the Rams this year. He was a beast. And Sean McVay was praising him after the game, saying he's a rhythm runner. We need to keep feeding him. So I imagine another 15, 20-plus touches in line. It's a tougher defense, no doubt about that this week. But either way, Sony's going to be right back in my top 20. If you have any questions about him, let us know. But there's a good chance I'm going to say yes to him. Tony Pollard, not a lot of optimism around him, so definitely have your back.
Actually, that just broke. He is out.
Oh, he's officially out. Okay, yeah. So Tony Pollard, we will update that banner real quick. So Tony Pollard out, and that makes Zeke a little more appetizing. Officially out. So let me just save that. So Pollard is officially out.
It's just Glazer. It's about as official as you get. So.
Yeah, he's as good as it comes. He'll be out. So yeah, that ultimately locks Zeke into a big workload. Now, does it really matter? Zeke has looked like complete ass these last couple weeks. He's hurt. He's playing hurt. But again, 20 touches against a Washington defense that, yes, they're better against the run than the pass, but they're not like a dominant run-stuffing unit. Zeke should be okay. So I'm just updating the rankings real quick. I had Pollard right around 26, so he was definitely a streamable option. Zeke, I have it running back 20 below Chuba. I'm bumping Zeke right into that like Sony Michel range. So I have Sony at 16, Zeke 17, and that's just, again, a reflection of Zeke being a little bit dinged up, and Washington is much more beatable against the pass than the run. So I think it's more of a Dak day, in my opinion. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Zeke? Do you have him anywhere? Like, do you think it's obviously playing him today, but like, I don't know. How excited are you for this?
I mean, I'm not really that excited. I don't think it doesn't really change much. I know he loses touches to Pollard, but he does look banged up, and I'm still kind of pissed that they let him play on that Thursday night. We could have had like 15 days off or something crazy. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I like where you have him around like 18 to 20-ish.
Yeah, like Aaron Jones, Saquon, like I have those guys just ahead of him. I think that makes sense. Yeah, so we'll see. Another big running back injury, though. Eli Mitchell's out. So my boy, part 3, third time's a charm. Jeff Wilson season, baby. Again, it's been horrendous. Every time we've tried to stream this guy, one time he got us a goose egg. Another time he got like 6 points on 20 carries. It was pathetic. But he's looking at a full workload. I mean, Hasty is back, so he might eat into the receiving work a little. Obviously, Deebo, now coming back, and he's going to go into the backfield a bit. But Wilson is by far the best bet for the touchdowns of all the weird streamer running backs. And we're going to cover them in a row right here, and then we'll kind of sift through them. So Jeff Wilson's one of them. Another one's Ty Johnson, given that Tevin Coleman's out. Tough matchup, though, facing the Saints, and he just hasn't really done much all year. Still, volume is volume. It didn't work with Tony Jones, but it usually works in most cases. And then last but not least, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams are out. So then there's the Jamar Jefferson, Godwin, Iguad. I don't know how to say his name. We'll call him Godwin, not Chris, at this point. So those are the 3 kind of big backfield shakeups so far this week. Do you have a favorite? Like, do you have any type of like one you're leaning towards? They're all under 4,500 on DraftKings, all these starters. So somebody will be valuable. At least one of these guys is going to have like 100 and a touchdown or something crazy. What's your poll?
I feel like you have to go with the 49ers running backs, either Wilson or, I mean, I'm desperately starting Hasty in the league, but but the Deebo, I didn't even think of the Deebo thing until you just mentioned that he's probably going to get like 10 carries. That's
right. Of course. Right.
I liked Ty Johnson before the last few weeks. He actually was decent with Mike Carter. I don't know why he just disappeared behind these like complete nobodies. No part of the Detroit backfield. Those it's just none of these guys. These aren't the streamers that we've had the last few weeks, like where we're like, oh, this is a smash spot for these streamers. This week, I'd be avoiding it.
Exactly. So I'm with you. The San Fran, just like the way they churn out horses, that definitely makes it the most appetizing. But Deebo's involvement could, to me, that clouds Hasty a little bit more. Maybe he comes in on some third downs and moves in the backfield. Yeah. But Hasty's the more explosive guy between him and Wilson, at least this season so far. Wilson just hasn't looked like he had that burst. Remember, though, this time last year, this is where Jeff Wilson gets going. He had 3 touchdowns in your fantasy playoffs last year in 1 week. He was a beast. He had 10 total touchdowns on the season. No one would be surprised if he falls into the end zone twice. And that's kind of, if I had to bank on one of these guys, Jeff Wilson, 4,400 on DraftKings, out there in like about 52% of leagues right now. He'd be my number 1 choice. Ty Johnson's my number 2 just on sheer volume. And as you said, he looks good when he gets the work. I hate the Saints matchup. If it was an easy matchup, he'd probably be at the top of the list. Yeah. But the Saints matchup does not look great. Detroit's just like, oh God, like what do we do? They're going to get swallowed by Denver. I don't know if they're going to put up any points, but Jamar Jefferson has looked actually pretty good with the work. He has 10 plus points in 2 of his last 3 times out on the field. And that was with sharing the backfield with Swift. Now he's the lead guy. Maybe he does something. Godwin guy has made some plays. He ran more routes than Jamal Williams last week. So there is I guess if you have an open bench spot, maybe go see. If you're desperate for a streamer, you'll probably see 12 to 15. But yeah, go to San Fran first. If you have the option of all of them, go to those guys first. I know we spent a little bit of time there, but I know a lot of your questions might be revolving around those streamers. So check those guys out for sure. And let us know if you have any questions around them. There's not a whole ton of wide receiver punts, so we're going to the running back position. All right, J.D. McKissic's out. Workhorse Gibson role. I said on the Thursday show I was a little bit lower on Gibson than the ECR because I thought this could be a game flow game where McKissic's getting all the catches and they're playing from behind. But now that he's out, Gibson's been locked into a 3-down role every game that he's been out. He leads the NFL in carries over the last 4 weeks since their bye week. He's just been a horse. He's had 20 plus in 3 of his last 4 games. I think he's in a good spot despite a good Dallas defense. He's my running back 7 behind just 4 net. Dalvin Cook, Najee, Joe Mixon, Kamara, Ekeler. The only guys I have of Antonio Gibson, Patterson right below him, if that gives you some perspective. Melvin Gordon's questionable, but likely. It seems like he's practicing. Sucks that he's back because Javonte Williams, the most running back points. I know last week would have been just an unbelievable play against Detroit. Now it's probably, they're already saying it's more right back to the 50-50. It's not like Javonte earned himself a workhorse role. At least that's the early rumblings out of there. You never know. Williams still smashed last week. They have no real benefit of
it's not like he earned the role. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly, right? Like why did he not I don't know. He completely smashed, but they're just saying it's going to be right back to usual. So I do have Javonte at running back 12 because even if it is a committee, last time it was a committee, he still had 18 touches. He had 18 fantasy points. And it's Detroit, so I imagine they're just going to be able to bleed clock. So I think Javonte's in a great smash spot, even with Melvin Gordon back. Melvin Gordon himself, top 24 running back for me, right around James Robinson, Kareem Hunt type range, A.J. Dillon, those type of guys is where I have him stashed. Let me just move this really quickly. I'm just adjusting the rankings really quickly. All right, there we go. David Montgomery is going to play. I still think Khalil Herbert's one of the strongest handcuff stashes you could have right now. We've already seen him smash when given the opportunity, including against a tough Bucs run defense. In their playoff schedule, they have a complete joke. The last 3 games are all against bottom 10 defenses. So that's why we love David Montgomery down the stretch. He was a league winner last year at this time too. But if he got hurt, Khalil Herbert would walk right in as like a 25 plus carry back in easy matchups. So he's one of my favorite stashes, even with Montgomery playing. He's got like 4 separate injuries. The team's going nowhere. They might just choose to shut him down at some point. Josh Jacobs. Yeah. So do you stash Khalil Herbert anywhere? Like, do you have any other?
I do.
Any other sexy stashes right now?
Yeah, well, my one playoff team. I just have my whole bench. We have for some reason it's like a shortened bench. I think it's only like 5 bench spots or 4 bench spots, and it's just all running backs. It's just
all the backups.
Sterling Shepard, just waiting for him to wake up at some point.
It's the time of the year for that. Indeed. Just one last quick note here is Myles Gaskin and Ahmed are on the COVID-19 list, and they're on bye this week, so it doesn't really matter. But if they don't get cleared, next week they're facing the Jets, and Phillip Lindsay would be the last man standing there. So I think he's worth a stash. If you're looking for a potential streamer next week, it could end up being nothing because Gaskin could end up being fine, and bam, you got nothing there. But if he's the last man standing, we've seen Lindsay in the past be a monster when he gets volume, and that's going to be the ultimate smash spot against the Jets. So one guy to stash as well. Quickly through the receivers here. Mike Williams is going to go crazy with Keenan Allen out. Only 6K on DraftKings. I have him ranked right, I think, top 12 of my receivers. Let me just pull that up really quickly. He's going to go bananas. So Keenan Allen's out with COVID, as you guys, I'm sure, are aware. He was ruled out on Friday. Mike Williams, I have at 13. I'm going to bump him above Terry McLaurin. If I had McLaurin or Mike Williams, and I do have that decision in the league, I am playing Mike myself. I don't know. He's the one thing that's been missing with him right now is steady volume. But whenever he's seen the money, the targets early in the season, he was killing it. He was the wide receiver 2 in fantasy. So I love Mike Williams this week. I'm firing him up. Do you think it's fool's gold, CJ, or do you like Mike this week?
I'm always a Mike Williams guy.
Yeah.
It will be interesting though to see him as like the actual wide receiver 1. What are your thoughts on who's the next guy up? Guyton, Palmer. My guy KJ Hill.
Yeah, I know. And so it could be anybody, right? I don't think it's going to be Guyton. I know Guyton's like the immediate one who steps into the starting lineup. We've seen the spot before, though. It happened in the past, whether it was Mike Williams or Keenan out. Guyton would come and start, and he would just run wind sprints, and he wouldn't even see targets at all. He did have 90 yards last week, so if I had to go to one, it would be like the immediate step in, and that's Guyton. But I'm intrigued to see what Palmer does. I don't know much about KJ Hill. Like you texted him the other day, and I was like, who? So what's his deal? Is he someone that could do some damage and nobody knows?
He it's Ohio State's all-time leading receiver. So yeah, Olave broke it this year, but yeah, he had the most receptions in the history of the school. He gets open. He was on the practice squad. I mean, last year he got, I think, like maybe played 1 or 2 games, but I guess he was supposed to be elevated. He's like their backup slot guy, I guess. So I don't know. We'll have to see if he gets elevated.
I think whoever ends up taking, whether that's Palmer, whether that's him, whoever does get the slot snaps is going to be the most interesting one. That isn't Guyton. That's why I'm a little bit skeptical of him. Maybe they move Mike Williams in there, make him the big body guy. But if it is KJ Hill or if it is Palmer, I think that's the role. Whoever's kind of playing that Keenan Allen, and it probably will end up just being Ekeler. Like Ekeler will see 20 targets. Mike Williams will see 20. It's just going to be a very condensed. And I think Jared Cook does get a nice little bump up, and he's been dropped in a lot of leagues lately. So check out for him. He's also only 3,400 on DraftKings. A big fallout with Keenan Allen. 15 plus targets almost every game. That's going to impact your offense for sure. I still think Herbert, though the Giants are so bad, like I'm not over adjusting for Herbert. I think I bumped him down just a couple spots. I had him at QB3 entering the week with his full weapons cabinet, and now I have him at QB6. So down a couple spots, but ahead of Lamar, ahead of Taysom. I would still be rolling him. Julio Jones will play. I don't think he's a lineup lock, but man, against the Jags, no AJ Brown, like the 4th most points allowed to receivers. I have him top 30. I feel like he could get right back in there. What are your thoughts on Julio this week?
Man, I hate him so much. he's not a lineup block to me. I can't trust him. I never have, never will. Just someone I won't. I mean, I guess maybe in like one lineup on DraftKings or something, sure, at his price tag, because we'll never see it that low. But I don't care about him.
He does have only one good game and as soon as you go to him, it's like the classic flare up in quarter 1, and he's on the sideline, and you're like, what the fuck? We knew this. It's Julio Jones. So yeah, I have him at wide receiver 30, right ahead of Jerry Jeudy, Gallup, Crowder in that range. I do think Crowder's an intriguing streamer because Elijah Moore's on the IR. He's done for the year. Brutal injury. Right as he's, wide receiver 1 since week 8 right now. The guy was absolutely murdering it. So that sucks. Brutal stuff. We mentioned Deebo is going to be returning right back into your top 5 wide receivers. I mean, the guy's a monster. I have him at 6 because I had Deontay Johnson at 5. Diggs, Adams, Jefferson, Kupp, the only other receivers I have ahead of Deebo. And in DraftKings, I kind of like going to Deebo to be a little different from, Diggs. I have Deebo ahead of Tyreek Hill, which a lot of the field's going to probably go to. Of course, Tyreek any given week. But still, I think Deebo's a beast. And Cincinnati's banged up. That game, I think, has some of the best potential to shoot out on the slate. On the other side of that game, too, T. Higgins and Joe Mixon, why it could shoot out, both those guys are back in, or they're expected to be in at least. Higgins has been the de facto number 1 these last few weeks. I actually have him ranked ahead of Jamar Chase. That's not what the experts have, the ECR, but I have Higgins 14.
That's surprising,
16.
Honestly.
I know at this point, like, what's surprising that I have it or that the experts have
it. The experts haven't caught up yet.
Yeah, I don't get it. Chase is ranked in the top 10 every single week. And I mean, I know why. The guy's a slate breaker at times. But ultimately, it hasn't been there. He hasn't had more than 12 fantasy points in 5 straight games. He's been like the wide receiver 27 or worse in that span. I'm more intrigued by T. Higgins. He's been getting the ball volume all year, and now it's finally coming into fruition. Whereas we're seeing Jamar Chase kind of regress down to the mean. Shepard and Galladay are in. If Daniel Jones was playing, it might matter. But Mike Glennon or whoever it's going to be, is it official yet? Whether it's Glennon or Fromm, do you know, CJ? It doesn't really matter.
I've seen that Glennon's supposed to be fine. That was like a few days ago, but
yeah. Either way, it's trash. Like we're sitting here like, yay, Glennon, it's gonna suck. Chargers defense, one of the best streams of the week. Allen Robinson, yay, he's playing against the Packers. Who gives a fuck? I mean, you never know. Like, what if the guy? I wouldn't be playing him by any means, but he's out there on the waiver wire. So again, if you have like trash, you never know that the guy, like, he still is what had been one of the best receivers in the league entering the year. You never know if he could go on a crazy 3-game stretch to close out the season. I don't expect it. But if I have bench trash, never mind. It's Allen fucking Robinson. He's horrible this year. No. I think the only reason this is worth mentioning is it does hurt Darnell Mooney a little bit, as Justin Fields is going to be the quarterback as well. That also doesn't help his stock out. So I'm a little bit lower. I'm about 8 spots below the ECR on Mooney. Have him below, I had him below Claypool. I have him below Russell Gage, if that gives you guys some kind of ground to measure him. TJ Hawkinson's doubtful. He's probably not going to play. I don't even know who the backup is. I don't even care. And then last but not least, or two quick last notes. Darren Waller's out. You could go back to Moreau. He had one catch. It was 30 yards. It is terrible. But the game before, just a reminder, 6 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown on all the snaps. He was in on pretty much all the snaps again.
Yeah.
Ugh, but it's ugly. So, who I might rather go to, Austin Hooper, actually. I really do think he's a decent play today. Baltimore, second most points in the position. Njoku and Harrison Bryant are out. So he's got the role on lock against a team that's been bleeding points to tight end. So I'd rather go to Njoku. But another potential option.
It was so weird about Hooper. There was I don't know if news broke about Njoku or what it was, but on Instagram, our DMs just popped at the exact same time, getting 4 questions about Hooper.
Really?
All within a 15-minute span. I was like, is this
I think his projections that happens a lot. The projections will go up on Yahoo when someone's ruled out, and suddenly everyone's like, ooh, do I pick this guy up? Do I play him? So if there are a lot of Hooper questions out there, I have him at tight end 12, right below Fant and right ahead of Zach Ertz. I have Jared Cook at tight end 10. He's also out there in a lot of leagues. I have him ahead of these guys, but I do think Hooper, very viable. I have him ahead of Moreau, and I have him ahead of Ricky Seals-Jones, who's my tight end 17. He's been a great play throughout the year, but they were pass happier during those times. Their defense was playing a lot worse. Dallas is pretty susceptible to the tight end, so it's not a bad play, but I personally would go, if I'm ranking those 3 tight end streamers we just talked about, I would go Austin Hooper, then Foster Moreau, and then Ricky Seals-Jones for anybody out there asking tight end questions. That's all I got. That's all the news we have. We already got 63 questions in the mailbag. I love to see that. Let us now hit everything for you guys, starting with Derek, just very generous, always hitting us with the super chats every Sunday, man. You're so appreciated. Thank you, Derek. And just chiming in. Here we go.
Yeah, he just wanted to say that he win or lose, he's still in the playoffs. He's going to go either 8-6 or 7-7.
Hell yeah, man. It's one of those, you're in the similar spots like what me and CJ were saying. You can't really win and get a bye or lose and get knocked out. It's just kind of sitting there. So, yeah, there we go, Derek. Awesome. Thank you so much for the support coming in just to give us a few bucks and hang out with us for the tailgate, even with nothing on the line. You're the man. Really appreciate it. And as we get to your questions, Wolfpack, that thumbs up button does help us continue to get out to more people. So please consider doing that. Your super chat, obviously, our favorite way of support, because it does help fund some different things, some projects we got in the works. I cannot wait to unveil for you guys, releasing some new merch in just a few days. So keep that on the radar. But thank you guys again. If a free and easy way is that thumbs up button, putting us in any groups you're in, any of that stuff to get the more pack in. And of course, likes and subs on YouTube. Trying to get that 2K goal. We're about 50 away. So please consider joining us over on YouTube if you're on Facebook, or if you're here on YouTube and you haven't already subbed. It would mean the world to help us grow those numbers. All right, thank you guys so much again. Let's get on to your questions.
Sarno, good morning, boys. Do I go Higgins or Deebo in the flex?
I got to go Deebo all day. Number 6 receiver in my rankings. And as much as I love Higgins, it's not like I don't like Higgins. I'm going Deebo. That's a no-brainer for you too, CJ.
Yeah, especially with the running back situation. He's going to get a bunch of carries, a bunch of touches.
Yeah,
they'll fire him up.
Yeah, always
Apex. Good morning, gents. Only got one question today. Do I start T. Higgins or keep riding with James Conner with Edmonds coming back this week? He needs us for the playoffs.
Well, and we also don't know 100% if Edmonds is back. They said they're going to wait till Monday to activate him if he's going to be active. Seems like he's trending that way. I think Conner, even with Edmonds there, was already kind of killing it. He's had double digits in 7 straight weeks, 15 touchdowns on the year. I mean, the guy's a monster. I go Conner over Higgins. It's really close because I do love Higgins too. It is full PPR. I was just going to ask, full PPR would make this even tougher. And it is, of course. Man. I think I'm going Conner, though. I think the touchdown bets are just so good with him. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Conner, too. He's just been so good lately. And, yeah, he gets the goal line touches. He's going to probably get 15, 20 touches. Yeah,
he'll be locked into that. If Edmonds is back, I think they'll ease him in. You never know, but that's how I think they'll do it. What up, Seamus? Happy Sunday.
Probably going for 28-0 or something.
Exactly. He's got the first round bye locked up for 3 weeks already. Kid's just an absolute fantasy monster, but we're so pumped to see you. Great to see you, Seamus.
Russ Kaiser, what's up, fellas? Half PPR for his running back 2, CEH versus LV. Or
the Raiders.
That was a player name. CEH or Montgomery.
I'm going to go Montgomery. If he's in, he's playing. I mean, last week he was an absolute beast, getting a ton of targets in the passing game. I know Fields does cap his ceiling a little bit more than when he has Andy Dalton. That's fucking disgusting to even say. But I like Montgomery the way he's been playing, and Green Bay's much more generous to running backs than they are pass catchers. They've been a great secondary all year. So I like David Montgomery. I have him up at running back 13. Hilaire's still in a little bit of a split there, even though he's seen the majority of it with Darrell. I'm going to go David Montgomery.
Danny Jennings, good morning, fellas. Pick 2 of these: Guyton, Judy, Landry, Crowder, half PPR.
What up, Danny?
Crowder's probably the lock out of these 4.
Yeah, I really like Crowder as a potential stream here. But I think Landry's my personal favorite on this list. Banged up Baltimore secondary. He's got back-to-back 12-point days. I think he saw like 12 targets last week. And again, depleted pass catching core against a bad secondary. I like Landry the most. And then it is just Hail Mary range. Crowder versus Judy is where, because Judy does get Detroit today, and Detroit's awful. So if there's ever going to be a coming out party and the guy just has like a smash week, I think it would be this week. But Crowder's like really the last man standing there against a Saints defense giving up the 5th most points to receivers. It's not Guyton. I guess neither of us are on the Guyton train for this one. I don't know, CJ. What are your thoughts? This is tough.
I'm going Landry and then Crowder. I mean, he's gonna be in the slot. He'll miss out on Lattimore, and he's the only one. There's no one else left. So I'm going Crowder to get like 10 plus targets and hopefully catches 6 of them for 70. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a solid play. I personally go Judy. I think the ceiling's a little bit higher than Crowder's. I do think Crowder does come with a safer floor. He's seen like 6 targets every game this year. So you do have a little bit of that nice baked-in floor there. But I also do like Judy a lot against Detroit. So let us know who you go, Denny. I think Landry's the only one I would 100% lock in from those.
David Etheridge, good morning, guys. Mooney or Gage?
I'll cover this when we were talking about Mooney. I like Gage. I have Gage a couple spots right above Mooney, especially with A-Rob in, Justin Fields in. I lean the Gage, yeah. What do you think about Mooney versus Gage?
I love Gage. I've always been a Gage guy. I'm going to keep riding it.
He's been pretty hot lately. 7+ targets in four of his last 5. Solid.
Danny Jennings, Hilliard or Ty Johnson, half PPR?
We're getting into the mud here. I want to say Hilliard. I mean, he's got 15 or more in back-to-back games. But McNichols coming back could really throw a whole wrench in this backfield. I think Foreman's the safest of all the running backs there. I'm going to go Hilliard, though. It's Jacksonville. They suck. The volume's certainly going to be better with Ty Johnson, but that matchup's tricky. So I'm going to go Hilliard, but I don't feel great about it. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I'm right with you there. I know he's the pass catcher, but he tore up the Patriots on the ground too. So I'm going Hilliard.
Good. He had a little bit of juice. So yeah.
Vrabel will ride the hot hand. I like Vrabel.
Yeah. Yeah, Vrabel, exactly. This guy stepped right in, right off the street and was a monster. I think Vrabel loves that type of story. So I'm with you there. I think we're going Hilliard.
Droid with more gross running backs. Foreman, Jeff Wilson, Austin Walter, or Ty Johnson. Pick one of these.
A lot of grossness here. I go Jeff Wilson, though, 25. I do have Foreman at 26 right behind him. So they're very close to my rankings. But I think Jazzy Jeff's getting in for a couple touchdowns today.
I can't go against that offense.
Yeah. Got to go for that one. Foreman, 19 carries, did look solid, but that's where I'm going. I like Jeff Wilson today.
Dave Campanelli, hey, Wolf and CJay, let's get this going. This week's been a shit show winning, and for both my leagues, lose and pray. Yeah,
lose. You got to hope for some people to help you out. That's never a good situation. So let's get you the W. I love it, David. Essentially a playoff week for you here. Let's go.
Hey, Campanelli again, standard running back, pick one of these. Hilliard, Jamar Jefferson, David Johnson, Onto Foreman, Hasty. Gross.
Another gross situation. I think Foreman, if I'm going between the Tennessee backs, and I have them the highest of these, I prefer Foreman myself against the Jags. The game flow seems to favor him, even though, again, Hilliard was tearing us up on the ground. Like, he could have a big day as well. But I like Foreman a little bit more than Hilliard. Literally 26-27. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I mean, a little owner bias. I want to say Hasty, but I'm going Foreman there.
No, Hasty might be the last one on this list for me. I wouldn't be shocked if Jamar does a lot of damage and gets like 15, 20 carries and runs for like 80 yards and a score. He's looked good when he's gotten the rock, but I prefer attacking the Jags defense there with one of those two guys, and I prefer Foreman myself.
No, Pringle, sup, fellas? Thoughts on starting Javonte over Chubb at RB2? I could start Chubb as a flex, but I'm starting Sony Michel there instead. Why the Chubb hate?
Yeah, well, he did. He's facing Baltimore, who swallowed him up last time out, but that defense is banged up. Like, I'm going Chubb at home against Baltimore. And I'm going Javonte as well over Sony Michel. I would actually be benching Sony here. I think the question though is more so between Javonte and Sony. Do you want to deal with the committee of the Broncos, or do you want Sony against a good run D here? If they have to take the air out, you just go to the air because they get down early. I think Sony might have the most risk there. Sony's just also not that great. He's just volume play. He looked pretty good though. I'll give it to Sony. He looked solid last week. I'm going Chubb Javonte myself. Which one are you benching?
Yeah, no, Chubb's always locked in. He's a horse, so he's gonna get his million touches. And I'm going Chubb, and then I'm going Javonte.
Yeah, you'd be really, red zone's going to come on and you see like a 60. No, very few people at that size can move the way Chubb does. And it's just so fun when you see him barreling down the field. I could never bench Chubb. I know
him and Derrick Henry, you can only do it.
Yeah, it has been a tougher season for Chubb. So I get it. I have him in a league and I'm not doing so well in that league. That's one of my worst leagues, my family league. But I can't bench him. It's still Chubb.
Jeremiah Moore flex 2 of these. Mike Williams, Hopkins, Sony, Devonta Freeman, full PPR with bonuses for 50-yard touchdowns. I'm going the 2 receivers.
Yep, I am too. I love all these options. They're all great, but especially with the bonus for like bombs, Williams and D-Hop both have that type of upside. I'm going both receivers here. Good luck, Jeremiah. I love all those options, but ride those receivers.
Mitch Chavez, good morning.
Good morning indeed, Mitchell. How are you, brother? Great to see you.
Russ Kaiser, Lamar, or Cam today? Man, Lamar's been such a disappointment.
He's been horrendous, but I mean, last time we saw Cam, he went 5 for 21. I'm not putting Cam out there over Lamar.
No, definitely not. No.
I get the matchup. Atlanta, second most points. I do think Cam at 5,400 on DraftKings, and if you need a streamer, I do think he's a solid option. I have him at quarterback 14. That all being said, I'm definitely going Lamar over him. I know he sucked. He's had 3 straight games under 20 points. But very few people have 40-point upside at each and every week. I just think in the face of Cleveland, I keep thinking of that Monday night game where he had the shits, but he also put up like 50 points. It was insane. I'm going Lamar. I got to go Lamar there.
Campanelli, full PPR, running back, pick one of these. Aaron Jones, J-Rob, or Chuba.
I think I got to go Aaron Jones. Off the bye, time to get healthy. Dylan's outscored him in 3 straight games, so that is scary, but it's really tough to bench Jones like this time of the year. I do think Chuba is sneakily the safest of all these guys against Atlanta, like locked in for 20 touches. He's the safest. If you just want like guaranteed 15-ish points, I'd go Chuba, but I mean, Aaron Jones, I benched him once in my life and he had 3 touchdowns and I was like, I'll never ever bench him or recommend him be benched again, even though he is a little bit up and down. It's similar to Chubb. I know he's a little up and down too. It's just a guy you can never bench because as soon as you do, he has that monster game. I go Aaron Jones, but they are really close. I think I have these guys like 16, 18, and 19 in my ranking.
Yeah, I'll still go Aaron Jones, but I like J-Rob today, especially after all that shit in Jacksonville. With Lawrence calling out Meyer, it's just an absolute mess down there. So.
What a nightmare Meyer has created. Ripping his did you read the report about him ripping the assistant coaches to shreds?
That's one of the funnier quotes I've read in a long time.
Yeah, had them in a room and berated them and asked them how much they've won in their life.
But what's funny is that he hired them.
That's exactly right. You hired these guys, so you're parading the guys you hand selected. What a fucking asshole! He's got to be one and done. I hope he gets fired before the season. That ego is just ridiculous. But onward.
I know it doesn't matter, but David Johnson's out today with COVID. So whatever. I
mean, it doesn't matter, but it only
matters. Nice Rex Burkhead, 25 carries for 45
I was going
to
say, locked into 20 plus touches. 4,600 on DraftKings, and they're facing Seattle, who's given up the second most points to backs. Mm-hmm. Could this be there's a week every season where Burkhead has 2 touchdowns, and this is nuts. Maybe this is the week.
Actually, I think, wasn't it this time last year when you called the Burkhead explosion?
It was a little bit earlier in the year. The Pats were facing the Raiders, and they had all their running backs were knocked out, and he went bananas. And Pats Raiders, though. I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but I could see it being Berkey. I could see it. So I'm going to bump Berkey. We've talked about a bunch of these streamers, these gross streamers. I'll have Jeff Wilson ahead of Burkhead, and he's 4,400 on DraftKings. So I'm more often going to get to him. But I do think Burkhead will get pretty much no ownership and a nice soft matchup. So I have him right now at 35. Let me bump him up. People asking about Ty Johnson. I think I'd rather have Burkhead by himself in that disgusting offense. But, Davis Mills at QB, it can't really be worse than what Tyrod's doing. The offense was putting up mean, he threw 300 yards against the Pats. He's the only passer to have above 300 against the Patriots this year. They can move the ball a little bit better with him, in my opinion. What do you think of like Burkhead versus Ty Johnson, CJ?
I mean, there I probably would go Burkhead, I think.
Burkhead Hilliard. That's kind of where I'm like slotting him in
I
right
don't think I'd put him over Hilliard.
Yeah, I'd go both Titans guys over Burkhead, but I slided him right now to running back 28. So Jeff Wilson is still ahead of him in the streamers, but other than that, I think Burkhead's probably one of your best potential stream plays today. Whew, Burkhead week, baby. Holy shit. What could go wrong?
Campanelli, full PPR, pick one of these receivers, Crowder or Julio.
I would go.
That's just like, for me, it's like one of those cop-out answers that we do. Like, oh, if you need the blow up, go Julio. If you need the blower, go Crowder.
Full PPR Crowder is that much safer too, but I got to go Julio against the Jags. The only guy there. They took it slow with that, so I'm going to go Julio over Crowder. What do you think?
I'm going to be safe and just go full PPR, go Crowder.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't blame you there. We'll continue forward with Adrian here.
Adrian, I already have Renfro on my flex, but should I start J-Rob, DK, Van, or Hollywood instead? Damn.
How crazy is it that we're recommending Renfro over DK Metcalf? Like, you put a picture of those two side by side. It's like, which one would you rather start? The tiny little dweeb, Renfro. But man, he's got 17 plus in 4 of his last 5. He's been a top 14 receiver in all those games. And without Waller, he becomes a red zone threat too. I like Renfro. I really do. I'm going Renfro over all those guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I am too, actually. I like him a lot today. I have him locked into all my DraftKings lineups. Yeah, I'm going Renfro.
Crazy. Fucking crazy. Renfro, of all people.
The accountant. David Campanelli, full PPR, tight end pick between Pitts or Fant.
I would go Pitts. Every time I do it, I'm like, why? I'm going to go Pitts, and I'm like, never feel good about it. But it's not like Noah Fant's been all that consistent either. So Pitts got a little more involved last week. They're going to need their points. I think I'm going to go him over Fant. What do you think?
Pitts is he's so disappointing. And I had Logan Thomas stashed to like get rid of my Pitts thing for the rest of the year. I was like, oh, Logan Thomas is back. I don't have to start Pitts ever again. But now I've started him. He's locked into my lineup forever. I'll go Pitts, I guess. I hate him so much.
I know. He had those 2 back-to-back 20-point days. It was like, all right, this is what it's all about, and then nothing since then.
But, he hasn't figured it out yet, which is fine. He's still putting up like historic tight end like rookie season numbers, but I mean, there's not much competition there.
Exactly.
But I'll go Pitts, I guess.
Bus.
Let's go, boys! Huge fucking Sunday. It is.
Yes, I love that you came back with the enthusiasm, Bus. Remember last week you came right in with the questions. You didn't give us your usual Sunday pep. I love the fucking energy from the Bus, baby. Let's go. Huge week. Let's go.
Dan Dwyer, Sutton or Westbrook?
Julio's back, but Sutton has just been so abysmal. I think I'm going to go Westbrook even with Julio back. What do you think?
Yeah, I had Westbrook in one of my lineups. I ended up taking him out, which actually means he'll blow up. So let's go Westbrook.
Yeah. 4,500 against the Jags. Julio could just get hurt at any point. Sutton does get Detroit, so it's like, if you're ever going to get it figured out, but he's averaging under 4 points per game since Judy came back. So yeah, I'm going Westbrook. I think they're just going to pound the run game there with Denver.
Giuseppe, my boys, big day, need to lock down the first seed. An opponent needs to win and get in. Pick 2, 1 receiver, 1 flex. Renfro, Van Jefferson, AJ Dillon, Jamar Jefferson. Renfro's the lock there. And then
yeah, Renfro's definite lock. It gets tougher from there. I would probably go Van, though. He's been playing really well. They're going to need points. Every down player. He already was like a 70% snapper, but now he's ready to every down roll. I think I'm going Renfro and Van, but Dillon's close. It's not Jamar for me. That's too much risk right here. What are your thoughts on Van and AJ and Jamar?
I'm going Renfro, Dillon. I'm just going to ride Dillon until he stops.
He really hasn't been point us anybody in 3 straight weeks. He's outscored Aaron Jones. So I can see that too. I think it's one of those things where you have Dillon in leagues, so you've seen it and you felt it. I have Van in some leagues, so I've seen it and felt it. Both of them have been really good these last few weeks. So I think you're in a good spot, Giuseppe, with either of those guys. Yeah, Dylan might even be safer, to be honest. But I'm going Van. I feel good about it. So
yeah, I like Van a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
he's really consistent.
Yeah.
Giuseppe, Foster Moreau, RSJ, or Komet half PPR.
I like Foster Moreau the most here. I don't love him that much, but they're going to need points against the Chiefs. I'm going to go Foster Moreau. What do you think of these three?
I know I love Moreau. I think I'm going RSJ. He's put up points whenever he's been in the lineup. Whenever Thomas has been up.
Yeah,
I'm going RSJ this week.
There we go.
And then Giuseppe's also asking Ertz or Fant PPR.
I'm going Fant. Detroit defense. I like that matchup for him. He hasn't been doing much, but these guys are both boom or bust. Give me the guy in the easier matchup with Noah Fant.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go grab some water real quick because I'm dying a little bit over here. We had our holiday party last night, the jingle and mingle, as Hills likes to call it. Great time, but definitely in need of water right now. So
I know you should have put it up on the Roto Street story.
Yeah, seriously. Oh God, that would have been ugly. A lot of those, if you guys have seen them, the haircuts where you have the McGillicuddies and the chocolate syrup and lean back. Oh, few too many of those last night. So I'm doing okay, but I could use some water, so I'm gonna go run and grab a quick glass. Thank you, Hills. Alrighty, well, I've got water on delivery now. The good life here. But yeah, here we go.
Right, put it in here. PPR, pick two of these from CEH, Michelle, and Javante. Many thanks, my dudes.
I would go
the latter two, definitely.
Yep, I'd be benching CEH. I agree. And it is tricky because the Raiders are a great matchup. So CEH, any given week could have 2+ touchdowns, but I go the other two. I feel a lot better about them this week. Yeah, I agree.
Mahmoud, happy Football Sunday, guys. PPR, pick one of these: Mooney, Guyton, or Julio.
Oh, water is so good. The nectar of life here. I know I said I'm lower on Mooney this week, but of these guys, it could just be a vintage Julio, like 150, 8 catches. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I'm going to go Mooney here. He's just been so good. I know Robinson's back, and I know Fields is gone. I know I'm lower on him than the ECR, but I'm going Mooney. He's been really, really hot lately. What do you think of these three?
It's just... I hate Julio, but I kind of want to go Julio in the spot. Mooney, I'm going Julio here. Let's have fun.
All righty, Mom. Yeah, we'll see. Julio is just fun until he's not, but it's fun to like enter your week with him in your lineup. Like, yeah, I got Julio Jones, baby. No AJ Brown. He's the Jags. Like everything makes so much sense.
Until it flashes red zone, you think it's going to be a bomb, but it's actually just him like hurting his foot on like his get up.
Yep, you hear a little like the violin,
and he just like slowly walks off the field.
Yeah, Julio Jones is in the medical tent. It's like, oh fuck, here we go again. Where he always is, the medical tent.
You know what's funny too is his medical tent is never like, oh, he's getting back in the game. It's like IR. They like IR him in the medical tent.
Never back, exactly.
So, Chip Duval, Zeke, or Sony Michel?
Great question. I have neck and neck. I have Sony a spot higher than Zeke, though. What do you think of Zeke versus Sony?
I'm going Zeke. I can't be that disrespectful.
Oh man, it's more of a nod to the Rams offense, in my opinion. Yeah. But it's crazy that we're even asking that. Zeke without Tony Pollard at all is still, in my opinion, worse play than Sony. But man, that's crazy. Fucking. What a week 14. We've got some really weird situations here, folks.
Chris Gibbons, is Devin Singletary droppable? Yes, he sucks.
Yeah, he's been droppable all year.
Or do I drop AB or Manny Sanders? I mean, Manny Sanders also sucks. And AB's what? He's at what? One more game, I think? Yeah,
he's suspended, I think, 2 more. So AB's really just a hold for like your finals, like your playoffs. If you think you're going to make it all that far. And even then, it's like, are you really going to trust him? But I would drop Singletary out of all these guys. He's useless. When are you ever going to use Singletary?
I mean, if he couldn't do it last week in a monsoon, he'll never do it.
Yeah, exactly. Super chat coming on in from Broderick. Thank you so much, Broderick Forcier, for tossing us some support. We really, really appreciate it. Let's get to your question.
He's looking forward to the merch drop. And then he's asking, standard flex need upside here. Waiver options are Josh Reynolds, A-Rob, Kirk, Cole, DPJ.
Good questions.
I like Reynolds. Kirk is.
Kirk sucks. I had him last week. He got me 0.9 when I needed him most.
I think I'm going Reynolds.
But God, need upside. You know who if you want upside, I don't hate Donovan Peoples-Jones going deep this week. Like he's going to get you 0 or he's going to get you 15. And nobody's giving up more deep passes than the Ravens. And now they're down Marlon Humphrey too. I kind of like DPJ going deep here. I don't know, but am I nuts?
No, I don't think you're nuts. I mean, yeah, with Humphrey out, I mean, their secondary is a mess. So I like Reynolds. I just personally, I like him, and him and Goff have like their little Rams connection that never worked out in LA, but I'm going Reynolds myself.
Yeah. It sucks because like one of these 5 is going to blow up. It's going to be a 20-pointer in one of them. You got to pick the right one, Broderick. I do think Reynolds and Peoples-Jones are the 2 best bets for that. Kirk, again, has been so steady. Like it could be him as well.
Man, imagine going back to the preseason and seeing A-Rob on this list with Josh Reynolds.
and not even considering him.
Yeah, we didn't even say his name.
Dismissing him, right? How sad things have become. I'm going for the Hail Mary for the upside, Peoples-Jones. And I will say, though, I think the smart play is honestly probably Christian Kirk. He's been pretty solid all year. I'm just really, really bitter about last week. And I'm nervous. Like I'm nervous, too. It's not just pure bitterness. It is. I'm nervous that like how quickly he can get phased out of this offense, how they will throw it 15 times if they have to only throw it 15 times. Like that was terrifying. So I'm going DPJ and just hoping for the bomb. I got to check my rankings. I know I don't have Kirk below DPJ, but that's you need upside, man. That's where I'm rolling. Let us know who you end up deciding on. Reynolds is really intriguing too. I say Reynolds or DPJ are my favorite 2 options there. Let us know what you end up deciding. And thanks so much, Broderick, for the support, and everyone else out there. Of course, you can jump the line with a super chat, or a nice, free, easy way is that thumbs up button to keep us growing, to help this video get out to more people. Would be so greatly appreciated. And any new people, I see some new names over on YouTube there. If you haven't already subbed, it would be so greatly appreciated to help us to continue to roll. All righty, let's.
We're back at 11:06.
Yep, with Giuseppe,
Renfro, or Jeff Wilson. Renfro's a lock for me.
Oh yeah, definitely yeah. Renfro all day.
Giuseppe Russo, I know you hate kicker questions, but Carlson or Bullock? Carlson's also has a bomb leg. I love Carlson.
He gets like 20 pointers, like nothing. I'm going Carlson there. Yeah, definitely.
Holland, should Jeff Wilson be owned going into the playoffs?
I would, just to see what he does today. And 2, what if Mitchell's knee, they uncovered some like flare up in his knee, right? Like, what if that's more serious than Shanahan's letting on? He's the most dishonest coach in the entire NFL. So I could see Mitchell like a situation where he just is like on the IR out of nowhere. And then you got Wilson the rest of the season with the easiest playoff schedule for running backs. So yeah, I absolutely think he should be rostered heading into the playoffs.
Ashley Acevedo, full PPR. I'm giving a slight edge to Kareem Hunt and Hunter Renfrow over OBJ and Van Jefferson. Am I wrong?
I think Renfro's the lock. Hunt versus the Rams receiver is tricky for me. I kind of prefer OBJ myself here. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like the Browns are going to smash the Ravens today for some reason. But I'm going to go Hunt here, even though I do like Van Jefferson too. I like all these options, honestly.
It's a good problem to have.
I think I'm going Hunt.
All righty. I'm going OBJ. CJ's going Hunt. We both love Renfro, though, to lock him in, Ashley.
Grind don't stop. Must win for me. Need a flex, Gage, or Foreman, full PPR.
Full PPR, I'm going to go Gage. 7+ targets, 12 targets last week. But I got to go that, especially full PPR.
Who wins, the Browns or the Ravens? I'm going Browns. They're favored by 3. So that's just like a little Vegas thing. They like looked like shit the last time they played the Ravens. Then they had a bye week, and now they're favored by 3. So
yeah,
I'm going Browns.
You put $50 on Cleveland.
Love it.
Good luck, man. Good luck on your bet.
Matt Reed, Cooks, or Ayuk, full PPR.
I'm going to go Cooks. Davis Mills being back at quarterback, he loved peppering Brandon Cooks. And Ayuk, now you got Deebo back, and he didn't do much with Deebo even out. Like, yeah, I go Brandon Cooks. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you there. Grind don't stop. Will Lamar have a decent day? Have him in my lineup at the moment over Taysom.
Yeah, we were talking about this one on Thursday, Grind. I have him neck and neck in my rankings. I would go Lamar if I had the option, but it's weird to say. I think Taysom Hill's actually safer this week. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Taysom versus Lamar? I've flip-flopped him in the rankings a couple times, and I go back to Lamar every time. But What are your thoughts?
I mean, with with that finger injury, he looks like a fucking Pop Warner quarterback.
Yeah,
but I know he does have the rushing upside. I can definitely picture him taking like 1 or 2 touchdowns away from Kamara. So I'm not that high on Kamara this week. But I'm going Lamar. This guy, he's going to be in trouble because he put 50 on Cleveland to win, but now he needs Lamar to blow up. So
yeah, maybe you just bench Taysom so you can root for your bet a little bit more, and then kind of game flow your bets here. But no, I would go Lamar. He has too much upside to bench. And as you mentioned, Taysom did look awful with the finger. We haven't seen what that will do for a full game performance. That all being said, he had his first start ever. He had 8 completions, and he still had 25 fantasy points because he had 2 or 3 touchdowns on the ground. Like, it's nuts. It's just crazy the leg points this guy gets. But yeah, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson there myself.
I was imagining during that Patriots game, like if the Saints were in that game, Taysom Hill would have a ball. He would have ran for like 300 yards.
Oh, the Bills game? Yeah.
they would have just had like Mark Ingram behind him, and they would have just ran the ball. Like, it would have been like the Army-Navy game, basically.
Exactly.
Kevin Rice, Wolf CJay, it's a win, and I'm in this week. I'm already having to roll with Newton, and I'm now missing Pollard and Swift. Full PPR. Abdullah, Godwin, Jeff Wilson, need one of these.
I like Wilson, Kevin. I'm glad you're here too, brother. I meant you. I immediately thought of you. We were texting the other day about like your running back situation. You're like, too many Panthers. What do I do? And I meant to text you yesterday as soon as we heard about Jeff Wilson being the starter. Just like, are any of the 49ers out there? No Eli Mitchell. And I think maybe I did send it. I don't even know. Yesterday was a blur. A lot of drinking throughout the day yesterday. But Jeff Wilson's my favorite of these guys. I think he's a good bet to find the end zone. I know he's been busting on us all year, but Cincinnati, I've given up the 8th most points to running backs at the last time I checked, at least. So, yeah, I like the matchup. I like the volume. Better backfield of all those guys.
Good morning, midnight.
Good morning, indeed.
Tunes, Jeff Wilson, puke. AJ Dillon or Darrell Williams at one of these?
I'm sitting Darrell. He's the clear-cut backup of all these guys. So, yeah, give me Darrell on the bench.
Shades, Lamar, Taysom Hill.
We just kind of covered that, yeah.
Also standard scoring in the flex. Gage, Hilliard, or Penny.
I'm going to go.
Standard sucks for Gage.
Yeah, exactly, because he'll have like 8 catches, but for 40 yards. I might go Lamar Hilliard in this case. I'm not trusting Penny yet. I know there's a lot of hype on him. I guess I probably should have added into the running backs we were talking about because AP is out. But Collins is back to full health. It's going to be like an even split, and Penny's similar to the Julio situation. He'll play for a drive and then be hurt, and you'll never see him again. So I'm going to go Hilliard, I think, here.
Yeah, I'll go Hilliard.
You can only see 3 touches. Like, I don't know. This is gross. This is tough.
Penny, I mean, Gage, if it was half PPR even, I'd probably go Gage. But I'm going to go Hilliard there. I can't trust Penny. He's a disaster.
No, definitely not Penny for me either. Yeah, we're in the same boat. Let's go Hilliard there.
Tunes, Pitzer, Ingram, half PPR.
Isn't Ingram's out, right?
I think it's Evan Ingram, but spelled wrong.
Oh, come on.
I'm guessing.
Gotta go Pitts. Evan Ingram's trash. So, Pitts hasn't been much better than trash, but at least there's like some kind of upside to having him in.
Tunes, Hasty, Landry, Hilliard, pick one.
Pitts is kind of more than it's like you just put him in there for like style points. It's like, ooh, I have a 6'5", like freak athlete, like like it intimidates your opponent a little bit.
Dude, he's like one of those kids like when you're like high school football, you want like the big like ass sick athlete to walk off the bus first. He's like the
exactly.
One to walk off the bus.
Yeah, you want Pitts to walk off your fantasy bus first. Exactly.
Tunes, Hasty, Landry, Hilliard, pick one, half PPR.
I'm going Landry. I think Landry's in a great spot. Again, back-to-back 12-point days. No, nobody in the secondary now for the Ravens. I like Landry today.
Nakobe, MVS, or Jalen Guyton? I love MVS.
I prefer MVS there. Yeah, I think he could really blow up.
Yeah. Start Higgins or Deebo, too risky with questionable.
I think MVS has 19 targets, by the way, the last 2 games. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm going Deebo. Yeah, I'm going DB. Deebo, I think he's already Schefter confirmed he was in essentially, and that's usually a lock. But worst case, if he's not, then you put Higgins in over him, type of thing. So, but I go Deebo in that situation.
Grind them stop. Can Judy be trusted this week?
I mean, if you have to, I have it like 32, but I'd prefer not having to trust him. I just less about him, but I mean, the Detroit matchup is the one reason you could maybe trust him. But yeah, it's that passing game is just abysmal.
Yo, soy Tony. Good morning, gents. Confidence in Deebo. You just kind of talked about that a little bit. And I have to sit one of these Deebo, McLaurin, or Chase.
I'm not sitting Deebo. I feel great about Deebo. I mean, he's in. In the backfield being banged up, we'll probably get a lot of snaps. I mean, the last time he was banged up heading into a game and they mentioned he might play limited snaps, he was in all but like 5%. That was the game he had like 10 carries. He's like, oh yeah, so limited. He had the highest workload of the year. So I'm not fucking buying any reports if they say he's going to be limited or any of that shit. I'm going Deebo is my favorite here. The other two are just boom or bust. Like I'm not really bust, I guess, for Chase. He'll even have like a decent day usually, even if he doesn't do great. But I feel like Terry's going to have a big one against the Cowboys today.
Yeah,
you do too? Yeah. So I'm going Deebo Terry. Bench and Chase. Kind of crazy, but that's what I would do.
Yeah, I saw some stat. I forget if this is completely accurate, but Diggs, he has like 1 million interceptions, but he's also let up like the 3rd most air yards or something nuts. So he gets beat a lot.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a boomer bust corner. He's going to get a pick here. He's going to give up a big touchdown. Yeah. So yeah, I like Terry and I like Deebo there. Guys, as we get close to noon here, that thumbs up does continue to help us get out to more people, answer more questions. It's so appreciated. Any of you new people, seeing some new names in those comments, love to see it. It's awesome. Thank you so much for spending your time here with us on Sunday. If you like what you're hearing, you want to see more, make sure you don't miss any episodes by subscribing, and you could even turn the bell on. So we answer all your questions Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m., and then today at 11.
Jeremy Taylor, half PPR need 2 of these. McLaurin, Mike Will, or Clyde. First 2.
I would play both receivers there, Jeremy. Yep, bench and Clyde.
Tunes, Chargers versus the Giants or the Saints versus the Jets?
Ooh, both great options. I'm probably going to go the Saints. There's no weaponry in the Jets. Everybody's hurt. They're down their running back 1. They're down their receiver 1. Their offensive line is destroyed.
Zach Wilson blows.
Zach Wilson is awful. So yeah, I would go the Saints there.
Stantine, Jeff Wilson or Chuba?
I'm going Chuba. Definitely a safer bet for 20 plus touches. He's the lead guy. Jeff Wilson is the lead, but Deebo mixes in, and Shanahan always plays games. So give me Chuba there, Stan.
Tunes, Foreman or Darrell Williams?
I prefer Foreman there. Safer bet for like 18 plus touches.
So Tony picked 3 of these. Connor, Mike Williams, Aaron Jones, Javonte. Good luck, boys.
Whew, good options here. I would go Connor, Mike, Javonte. I think I'm benching Aaron Jones. What do you think?
My first reaction was the last 3 and said Connor, but that is tough. Yeah, Williams is the lock for me. I'll roll with you there. Actually, let's sit Aaron Jones.
Yeah, we're sitting Aaron Jones, baby. Whew. But I mean, I know we keep saying Williams, the lock, the smash. Like the guy is disappearing quite often. Like I know he's the number 1, and number 1 for Herbert in a good matchup should go nuts. But like we can't pretend we're talking about Williams as if there's no risk. Like he's been a dud in well over half of his games.
His whole career is a risk.
Yeah. I think it's that whole like reacting to news. It's like he's got to smash, right? I don't know. Maybe you just bench Mike here. No, I think Mike. I really do have a good feeling about Mike today. I'm going to bench Aaron Jones.
This will be big. I think he's in a contract year, isn't he? So
yeah,
if he blows up as a number 1 today, he'll get a shitload of money.
Exactly.
Chip Duval, be right back. Going to get Herbert.
Go get him. One of our favorite handcuffs to stash for playoff runs here. Such a great upside there. In case anything ever happened to him.
V-Lock, and should I start Taysom or Mahomes?
I go Taysom. How crazy is that?
I think the Chiefs are going to smash today.
Well, I was going to say Mahomes has had under 13 fantasy points in like 6 of his last 7, which is fucking insane. But the one game that he did have that was good was 36 points, and it came against the Raiders, who he's facing today. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I don't know. I feel better about Taysom. I really do.
Tunes, Herbert or Hill?
I don't know who's what.
Taysom or Justin Herbert.
I think Chip threw us off because he was talking about Khalil Herbert, and I was like, yeah, who's the running back Hill? I would probably go Herbert against the Giants, even without Keenan Allen. I think he's going to be great.
Matt Reed, Waller's out. I pick up Moreau, Hooper, Higbee, Everett, full PPR.
I prefer Hooper of these streamers. What are your thoughts?
I'm going Foster.
All righty. I do have those guys 12 and 13 in the ranking, so very close, but I like Hooper with everybody out in that easy matchup.
We just got a super chat.
Mr. Michelson. Hell yeah. Let's find it. Thank you so much for supporting the site, brother.
Steve Michelson, first round bye. Thanks for all the advice, Wolf. Following weeks, though, what's our faith in Barkley to perform? I'm nervous, as you should be. Happy Sunday.
Yes. I mean, it's been ugly these last few weeks. I think it's nice that you have this week to kind of watch and scout because he's getting a joke matchup against the Chargers. Bottom 5 in terms of points allowed, most yards on the ground to running backs. Like, they get smashed by running backs. So if he doesn't do it today, this will be like a good measuring stick of whether you can trust him moving forward or not, in my opinion. So
he popped up on the injury report again with that ankle on like Thursday.
He just like can't get himself fully healthy. So it's a great question. I think this is a great week to be able to like watch him and see what happens. I mean, I have him at running back 14, given how much of a joke the matchup is. Let me just look at his playoff schedule too, coming up. He's got game log. So the Chargers, then he's got Dallas, not an easy matchup. Philly, they're bottom 10 against running backs. And Chicago, like middle of the pack. So there's no like diehard matchups that you got to shy away from. I would feel a couple parts of this, though. I would feel better if Daniel Jones is in, no doubt about that. And I'd feel better if he smashes this week in the Chargers when he should smash. If we get another like 8-point duddish day, then he might be on the bench for moving forward. So that's how I read him moving forward. I think he's probably going to be in your lineups, but if he sucks today, then it's a good time to bench him moving forward. Thank you, though, Steve, so much for supporting the site. You guys are helping us take it to that next level. And again, wait till you see some of the merch we've started to drop. It's going to be great to launch that. I want to give the folks a preview today, but I think we'll wait till everything's ready to launch. I don't want to like announce it and then have it not actually go live. Yeah,
that'd be very nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll wait till it's official. I'll wait till I show you guys any stuff, but it's going to be exciting. No doubt about it. All right, we left off with Tunes, Javonte, AJ Dillon, Darrell. Javonte, no doubt for me. Detroit going to be money.
Grind don't stop. Could Sony be a smash this week?
Oh yeah, no. What's his fucking name? Darrell Henderson. Yeah, of course. All the volume in the Rams backfield is always going to be a great play. Good run scheme. They like to throw to backs. Yeah, Sony's a great play this week.
Grind don't stop. Julio could be a sleeper, but I'd rather play Gage over him. Sucks to say.
I would too. I have Gage higher than Julio. It's just too risky right now.
See, the Falcons knew what they were doing. They had Russell Gage waiting in the wings. Traded
exactly.
Julio. Grind don't stop. Winner go home. Wish me luck, Wolf. Looking forward to tomorrow night's show.
Love it, Grind. Best of luck, brother. I hope you take it down. You've been such an awesome fan coming in, almost every day, always interacting, always asking great questions. So best of luck, man. I really hope you get this one. And Taysom versus Lamar, that one, again, neck and neck in the rankings. I know that could make or break it. I think you got to put your faith, fantasy locker room. You've had Lamar all year. You got to keep your boys, show your good faith in them. But man, that's close. Best of luck though, Grind. I hope you take it down, my man.
Tunes doesn't understand why Yahoo states T. Higgs is clocked in as a low-end receiver too. Well, there's only one website to fucking listen to their advice. Come on.
Yes. You know exactly where to come. No, T. Higgs is getting like 15 targets a game in a good passing game. He's a monster. I would call him a low-end wide receiver 1, to be honest. Like high-end 2, low-end 1 is how I view him. And thanks again, Derek. We really appreciate that support, man.
Bob Giacchetti, Montgomery, Hunt, Michelle. Pick 2 of these.
What's up, Bobby? Great to see you. I think Sony and Michelle is where I would. Sony and Michelle. I would go Sony and Montgomery is where I lean at bench Hunt. Much clearer workloads, much better volume. Hunt was a beast before he went down, but he still is the second fiddle to Chubb. So give me the clear lead.
Yeah,
back.
I'm with you there.
Perfect.
Marcos Valdez, Scantling, half PPR. So one of these: Hopkins, Higgins, Sony.
I'm gonna sit probably Higgins here. I don't know. That's tough, but I think I said Higgins. What do you think?
I think I'm sitting Sony. I don't know. That's so many touches. Yeah, I'll go Hopkins, Sony. I think. I don't feel great about it, but yeah, I'll go Hopkins, Sony.
Yeah, it's tough to bench the guaranteed work because as good as Higgins has been these last couple of weeks, he's a little hurt, and he also, any given week, Chase could just go be nuts too. So yeah.
And then he had a quarterback question too.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to skip that.
Herbert or Rodgers?
I go Rodgers tonight, whenever they're playing. Fresh off the bye, he's had a couple 20-point monsters these last few days.
He owns Chicago. Literally on Chicago.
literally screams it into their stands. Yeah. So, yeah, you can't bet Rodgers against Chicago. No, he goes nuts.
I saw some tweet. It was like the Bears players. It's like motivation after Rodgers was caught on camera saying that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh no. It's like my 8th glass of water.
Campanelli, standard tight end, pick one of these, Fant or Cook.
I'm gonna go Jared Cook. I think with everybody out. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jared Cook.
Chip needs a sweatshirt. We're working on it.
We'll have those up. So yeah, we're releasing like a freshened up like Roto Street gear, but there's going to be a couple different product lines we're actually coming out with that are off brand too, like our own different separate like whole different company that we're launching Chip. So yes, we'll have some Roto Street gear for you, but wait till you see some of the other stuff we got. It's going to be fun.
Aladdin, pick 2 of these: Landry, Odell, Julio.
I would go Landry, Odell, and I bench Julio here. And then running backs,
one, Jamar Jefferson or Ty Johnson.
Probably Ty. I don't know. Part of me just thinks Ty's a trap, though, against like that good Saints defense. And the Jets just suck. I actually kind of think I like Jamar. Yesterday I tweeted I like Ty a little bit more than Jamar. Oh, they're both gross, though. Fuck. I'm going to go Ty. He's going to get like 15 to 20 touches, and he's always been good with the volume.
Yeah, I feel you. Bryant, Deebo or Tyreek?
How do you not have them both in there, Bryant? I mean, I have Deebo a spot higher. I think there's obviously a little more risk because he's dinged up, but I go Deebo. Who do you go between Deebo and?
I'm going Tyreek. As I said, I love the Chiefs today.
Yeah, they should smash. So yeah, I can see that. I'd have a hard time putting Tyreek on the bench.
Jacob Beatty, Lamar, or Taysom.
Another Lamar versus Taysom question. We've gotten like 4 of those. I'm gonna stick with Lamar, but man, it's close. It's tough.
Grind on stop. Should I drop Darrell Williams for Mike Carter rest of the season?
Yeah,
he has to be like almost cleared next week, is it?
Yeah, I think next week's when I think he could have officially come off this week if he was ready, but he wasn't ready. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Darrell Williams is strictly a handcuff at this point, so Carter could end up being a potential starter for you down the stretch. So yeah, I'd probably do that grind.
Rich Toppings. Who should I start in the flex today? 12-man half PPR league. Mike Williams, Foreman, J-Rob, or DK?
I gotta go Mike Williams there. If it's only one of them, then yeah, I'm going Mike Williams above those other guys, definitely.
Zane Jennings, I can play all 3 of these: Crowder, Landry, and Judy, and then take Knox out of the flex.
No, I like Knox. I love Dawson today. Tampa Bay's giving up a bunch of tight ends. I think that game shoots out. So I'm going Landry, Knox, and I'm going Judy over Crowder, but CJ went Crowder. I think you keep Knox in. Would you recommend benching Knox? You always hate Knox. I fucking love Knox, though.
Oh, he was such a loser on Monday night, which I love that. But no, I like him for a touchdown today. And I like that game could shoot out, actually.
Yeah.
I'm doing Knox there.
Yeah, keep Knox in, buddy.
Campanelli, standard flex, pick 1, Jamar Jefferson, Burkhead, David Johnson's out, Crowder, Landry.
I go Landry here, and I go Burkhead is the next one up, but I like Landry a lot today.
Red X, PPR need 1, Newton or Heineke?
Go Newton. If you're getting that low, then go for the upside of Newton. I know it could completely combust on you, but against Atlanta, he should be fine.
Droid, Foreman, Gage, St. Brown, flex one of these, and he's going to rely on a gross running back.
Yeah, those were some gross running backs, Droid. I go Gage. Foreman versus Gage is actually kind of tough for me. It's not St. Brown. I know he had that game winner and a ton of targets last week, but they're so up and down with the Lions pass catchers. Gage versus Foreman's tough. He didn't say if it was what the scoring was, but I'd say Gage, if there's any type of reception scoring, if you get half or especially if you get full, if it's standard league, then I'd go Foreman and hope for the touchdown. But I like Gage of those options. And I know you're a Gage guy, so I'm guessing you're leaning similar.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Giuseppe, should I play the combo of A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, or should I swap one for Jeff Wilson?
That's tough, but I'd probably just go the entire Green Bay backfield at that point and just
that just looks so gross in your lineup.
It does.
Charlie Preble, Saquon, or Javonte?
Javonte for me. I know Gordon's back, but how do you cage that animal? And even if he's back, 18 to 20 touches against Detroit should be a smash.
Trapper, Burmeister. Is Keelan Cole worth a Hail Mary in DFS?
I actually don't even know what his price is, But with nobody else there, I mean, we've seen Keelan Cole blow ups plenty of times. So yeah, I mean, absolutely as a cheap DFS punt. I actually don't hate, if I'm looking at like the bare minimum prices, Brashad Perriman on the Bucks. He didn't do much. I think he had one catch, but he played 59 snaps. He became the clear number 3. He's also one of those Hail Marys that could end up going crazy at any point. But I do think Keelan Cole is definitely a DFS, like very contrarian, Millie Maker type of blow up type of guy. Yeah, he absolutely could be a one for sure.
Campanelli, full PPR, flex, J-Rob or Chuba?
I've gotten this from a few different people. I do go Chuba. I get the James Robinson, the narrative of like squeaky wheel needs to get greased, the whole team, even Trevor Lawrence, like revolting against Urban Meyer here. But I just think Chuba is so safe against Atlanta. Last time against him, he had 24 carries. It wasn't a blowout, like a huge game, and he had 15 points, but I think you're locked into like 12 to 20 with Chuba. Whereas Robinson, yeah, he's got some real upside. I do think he's going to get greased, but they could also lose by 30, and that wouldn't shock me either. So I'm going to go Chuba. What do you think of J-Rob versus Chuba?
I'm going J-Rob. I do like the squeaky wheel this week. There was just too much like infighting and weird shit going on. I like J-Rob this week.
Oh, man, we'll see. See, that's the thing is like the squeaky wheel should get greased, but I could see Urban Meyer just be like, fuck all of you. And like Carlos Hyde gets like 15 carries, you know? Oh, God. I don't know. It's just gross. I don't like that situation.
Carlos Hyde won me a bunch of games back in 2013 at Ohio State.
Yes, exactly.
Trey S. Good morning, fellas. Full PPR, Judy or Gallup?
I kind of like Gallup here a little more than Judy.
Yeah,
he makes some of the most beautiful catches every week. Like him and that rapport they've got, even though he's technically the third. I mean, I heard a stat. What was it? It's the football team has given up the most plays of like 11 to 20 yards, and Gallup is like the most. He has like the most 11 to 20 yard catches over the last few weeks. So it's one of those things where like the slides, like it just like fits in perfectly. Like his game and that against that defense is like a perfect match. So I kind of like Gallup there. And then for the quarterbacks, I think I go
Russell, Burrow, Taysom.
I go Taysom myself. Burrow would be the next one up for me. I mean, Wilson does get Houston too, so like they're all very intriguing, Trey. But I prefer Taysom running all over the Jets. What do you think of those three?
You'd probably have to drop one, I'm guessing, to pick up Taysom. Would you drop Russ?
Yeah, I'd probably get rid of Russ. Right on time for his like 5 touchdown blow up today against Houston. Yep. You drop him and he's gonna go nuts. But especially if you can safely drop, if you don't have to drop one of those two, then even better. But I would probably drop Russ to go get Taysom. Yeah.
Campanelli, standard running back, pick one, Foreman, Burkhead.
I go Foreman, but it's close.
So
with that Seattle matchup, it is pretty good for Burkhead, but I'm going to go Foreman.
Nate, Gage or Mike Will?
I'm going to go Mikey Will, definitely. Much better.
David Pendington, Jeff Wilson or Foreman?
I prefer Foreman. I don't know.
I'm going Wilson.
Yeah, I think Wilson is a good bet to find the end zone today. He's burned me twice already this year, but for some reason, again, when a guy wins me a title, I give him a lot of rope, and Wilson has done that in the past. I have Wilson 25, I have Foreman 26, so we're going Wilson, baby.
Sarah Riley, half PPR flex, Freeman, Judy, Gage, Crowder.
If you can only pick one, I would go. I actually really like Devonta Freeman. He's been,
he's been sneaky, like very, very good.
Yeah, he really has. One of the best run schemes in the league, and he's been capitalizing. He's been solid. So I would go Freeman, and then if I'm ranking him, I'd go Freeman, Gage, Judy, Crowder in that order. But I like Freeman the most.
Mr. Pie, do I start Melvin Gordon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Mr. Pie, what's up, brother? Great name. I go Clyde there. Good matchup. The clearer lead back. Gordon. I don't think they're gonna just unleash Javonte, but man, they really could. They should. But I go Clyde here. What do you think of Clyde versus Melvin?
Yeah, I'm going Clyde. I hate Melvin Gordon. David Pennington. So one of these: Jamar Chase, Cooper, McLaurin, standard.
I'd probably sit Cooper. He has only one game of the year with double-digit targets. It's crazy. So
I think it was it game one?
Yeah, or it was one since game one. I think it was what it was. Yeah. So yeah, it's been bad. It's been really bad. So I bench Cooper.
Wow, Danny Jennings with the big breaking news. Eagles, Brandon Brooks will be back this next week.
Hey, huge. That offensive line already is solid. So another big addition, like all the better. Good stuff.
For the mustache. Christian Johnson, receiver 2 and a flex. Ayuk, Mooney, and Jamar Jefferson.
I would go Ayuk over Mooney, I guess. Don't love either.
I'd probably go with 2 receivers, honestly.
Yeah, because both of them have that boom upside, whereas Jamar is such a question mark. So yeah, I'd go both receivers.
Anthony Ruffin, DK, Evans, DJ Moore, Saquon in the flex.
I go Evans. I think that game shoots out. That secondary's banged up for the Bills. I go Evans over those guys. What are your thoughts on them?
I'm going Evans there.
Yeah, nice. And again, seeing some new names. Love to see that. If you haven't already, Wolfpack, please consider subscribing on YouTube. Help us get that 2K goal by the end of the year. It would be so appreciated. And that thumbs up helps us continue to get out to more people. Thank you guys so much.
Tom sick. Fellas, how we doing? My Nana's 90th birthday brunch, so no questions today. My Nana always says beards are for ugly people, but she took one look at CJ and nearly fainted at the sight of
You just outdo yourself every week, Ben. Like every week there's a new comment about CJ's beauty. And this one takes the cake. The happy birthday too to your Nana. Make sure you wish her the best from the RSJ boys. Awesome stuff. Congrats to that. But yes, we don't want her to die, so don't let her see the screen. We don't want her to faint from CJ's beauty over there. But awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Ben, for always bringing the great questions. As always, we got a super chat coming in from one of our always best supporters, Mr. Ward Willis. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Great show as usual. Coop or Landry standard?
In a standard,
I go Cooper there.
Yeah, Landry is definitely more of a PPR guy, and but standard you need the touchdowns, you need the scores. And Cooper, the 5th most points to wide receivers, the football team surrendering. I think I got to go for Cooper there, the touchdown upside for sure. So yeah, we're lockstep there. I do love Landry's receiving upside today, but you could have 10 catches for like 60 yards, and that just doesn't do you much good there in a standard league. Ben was our last comment. So Mr. Preble, one of our legends too.
Charlie Preble with Kamara back. Should I move on from Taysom?
No, I don't think so. I think they just, if anything, that moves the ball even more efficiently, that offense, and more scoring chances for Taysom. So no, I think Taysom's a great play today.
Richard Toppings. Who should I start in the flex today? I think, we just got that, I think.
Oh yeah. We already did that one for Richard. Love the name too. Mr. Toppings. It's great. It's a great last name.
Matt Duckworth. Glad he's still kicking in Kentucky after that disaster yesterday.
Yeah, man. That was crazy.
Jerry Jeudy or Hollywood Brown in the flex?
I'm going to go Hollywood Brown. I know he's been a little bit down, but Judy's been down all year, whereas Hollywood, we've at least seen some blowups. So yeah, Mr. Duck, I go Hollywood. Would you agree, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going Hollywood there.
Yeah, the peppermint baddies. The hair cutters, Chip, they fucking were brutal last night. We had way too many of those. Went through a whole bottle of McKissic way too fast.
Oh, that's the best. Moen 1, 2, 3, PPR, Evans or Lockett?
I go Evans. Both boom or bust, but I think Evans has like the higher floor baked in there. So I'm going to go Evans.
Moen again, PPR Julio or Renfro?
Renfro, no doubt. Even though you got the GOAT next to Julio, and he is one of the best of all time, Renfro. That's another one where you show me a picture of Julio, you show me a picture of Renfro. You know, who do you want getting off the bus first? It's certainly not Renfro, but he's a fucking monster. He's just been playing so well lately. So I go Renfro.
Chris Marshall, sub fellas, pick 2 full PPR. Renfro, Ayuk, Van, Sutton.
Renfro again, the lock. I'm starting to be nervous about how much we're calling him a lock. Like those, it's like, oh fuck, that's when it always.
He kind of is though. Like I would kind of set him and forget him. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. He's earned that. I think he really has earned set and forget. I go Van over the other guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going Van there.
Perfect.
Zach Smolinski, start 2 of these. Chuba, Sony, Montgomery.
I bench. Oh man, a lot of good options. I think I bench Chuba. I really like Chuba today, but the other 2 I just like more.
That was my first thought. My first thought.
Yeah, we're in agreement then. I have Van at wide receiver 23. Wow. But you look below him. It's like 26 is Gage. 28.
Where do you have Odell?
I have Odell 24. I have Van 23, Odell 24. I kind of like Odell more though. I'm gonna switch those. Now I look at it.
I don't know. I like Van a lot as the receiver too.
Yeah.
Did you see that lovely video between Van and McVay?
No.
he like Van caught a touchdown and McVay was like, Van, come here, and they were like, oh, I love you, like hugging on the sidelines. He's like, I love that you believe in me, coach. Like, in the middle of the
So
game.
cute. So cute.
We just got an absolute banger of a
BK. Wow. Huge support for the site, man. 20 fucking dude. You're a legend, BK. Thank you so much, man. So generous of you.
No pressure though. His season's on the line. Hasty or Amir Abdullah.
Your season's on the line, and this is what you give us, BK. Come on. Oh man. Fuck.
I'm going Hasty.
Oh man.
All right. Didn't Jermichael Hasty blow up one time last year?
Yeah, he had one, like, I think it was a Thursday game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was at the end of the season too.
Wilson was the one that was blowing up more often though. I got X out of David Johnson. Man, this is so BK. Here's the deal. I don't want to go either of these guys, of course. Let me give you first. Is Rex Burkhead out there? I would take Burkhead over either of these two, given that David Johnson's out. If not, no, either Titans backs, Donta or Hilliard, probably not out there. They're about half owned entering the week. If not, Ty Johnson, going to get all the work against the Jets. If not, Jamar Jefferson, I'd prefer over both of these guys as like a lead back at least. But if not, and Godwin Igwebuike, I would say, is also probably above either of these guys for me. I don't know. That might be where I draw the line and get Hasty. And where do I have Hasty anyways? I got to bump him up. 42. I have him above. Yeah, I would. Man. So let us know if any of those guys are out there, BK. We'll be looking for that first, because you, again, such a generous super chat. I hate that you're so generous, giving us an amazing chat, but this is like, I mean, come on, they're both coin flips. You said you really like Hasty. Do you have like any reasoning that you like Hasty that much better?
Wilson's knee is sketchy. He played like 2 snaps last week, went out with the knee injury, and I could easily see that flaring up. Like, why wouldn't it? He only sat out like a few practices. I'm not saying Hasty's gonna end up being a bell cow, but I think he's gonna have a lot of touches. And Abdullah is just sketchy. I think he sucks in real life, and I'm going Hasty.
They're all gone, says BK. See, I have Abdullah one spot ahead actually of Hasty. I look here. I have Godwin, Igwebuike, Amir Abdullah, and then Jermichael Hasty. And again, he said they're all gone, so that sucks. So it is between Abdullah and Hasty. I kind of like Abdullah though. He's run more routes than Chuba across these last 4 weeks since he's been signed. Seen a decent amount of targets. Like, if this game did end up tilting where the Falcons score the first couple weeks, the first couple scores, and the game script becomes they need to throw, Abdullah is going to be the main back there. Plus, they did say they want 30 plus carries a week. So I don't think all of that goes to Chuba. I kind of like Amir. I think Amir's going to score today. So season on the line, baby. I don't know, BK. We're split. I wish we could have a clear answer for you. But me, I actually feel pretty decent about Abdullah this week. So that's where I'm leaning. Fuck, man. It's crazy though. Good luck. Yeah, thank you so much. So generous of you to give us a super chat of that nature. Like, incredible. So thanks so much, man. You've been so supportive all year. Just legendary fans. We're very lucky to have fans like you guys. So thank you so much again, BK. Best of luck. Let us know who you end up deciding on, which one you commit to. But crazy stuff. That's a tough one to have your season on the line for. We left off with.
I think we're at. Is it Smolinski?
Was it Trey? Oh no, we got Mr. Pie. So I remember Mr. Pie asking this.
I think we're down to like 11:43.
Oh yeah, peppermint patties. I'm seeing all the comments there.
And
we
then
got that one.
We got the
Smolinski. That's where it is. Perfect.
Yeah, so start 2 of these 3, and we sat Chuba.
We chat. Yep, exactly. Perfect.
No, Mo and PPR, Jeff Wilson or Collins?
I'm going to go Jeff Wilson. Definitely a better touchdown bet. The clear lead back. Penny's going to be very active, they're saying. So yeah, I lean Alex. I mean, I lean Collins there. I lean Jeff Wilson for sure over Collins. I was adding Collins to my rankings because at first I took him out because I didn't think he was going to play. But he is in splitting with Penny though. So I prefer. One sec. I'll tell you where exactly I have Alex Collins because I'm ranking him here. And I put Collins below Abdullah, below Singletary, below Hasty, right in front of Mike Davis is where he slides in, that trash bag Mike Davis. So So I'm not very high on him. And then Penny, where do I have Penny? Chad Penny, I'm going to bump up to right around that same range, ahead of Latavius Murray here, running back 39, is where I have him sliding in. Yeah, I go Jeff Wilson over Collins. No doubt about it. Thanks again, Broderick, for your support. Really, really appreciate it, brother.
Aaron Jones or Saquon?
I'd go Saquon. I don't know. Jones is definitely safer, but I love the Chargers matchup today. So I'm going Saquon here. What do you think?
Fuck Saquon. I'm going Aaron Jones. he stinks. I can't do the Saquon.
He has been really
He'll
bad.
have like one great 27-yard run and then it's nothing. The rest of the
Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling he's getting in against the Chargers today, so we'll see.
David Ho. Hey, pick two of these full PPR. Jeff Wilson, Mike Williams, Mooney. I'm sitting Mooney there, I think.
Yeah, I think I sit Mooney as well. I go for the upside of Mike Williams, of course, definitely my favorite there. I'm not feeling Mooney. Coming off a dud, and then you got tough secondary. You got Justin Fields back, like Allen Robinson back. I'm not feeling Mooney this week. I'm not.
E. Powder, good morning, fellas. Good luck today. I know it's close, but I need the points. AJ Dillon or Hunt, half PPR.
That is really close. I have AJ Dillon just a little bit higher, though. Bigger touchdown equity, in my opinion.
I'm going Dillon.
Awesome. Same agreement there.
Millie C, half PPR flex. Pick one of these. Julio, Ayuk, MVS. I'm going MVS.
Are you? Wow. I go Ayuk. I know it's been a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna go MVS. Ayuk here. Oh man, doesn't feel great, but yeah, I have Ayuk 29, Julio 30, MVS 35. So that's how I have those guys ranked out, Millie.
Giuseppe, sorry guys, broadcast was interrupted. Did you say Dylan or Van Jeff?
Classic Giuseppe asking his question, leaving, and then pretending like the broadcast is interrupted. Fucking Giuseppe.
Hey,
No.
Zero. We haven't had any interruptions today, luckily.
So I think why you might have been confused on this one was I said Van, CJ said Dylan, and we're like going back and forth about why both are great plays, and neither of us had any counters to like either. It's one of those things where I've had Van throughout the year and just seen how good he's been becoming.
And I've had Dylan throughout the year.
And he's just been great these last few weeks too. So like we're kind of both biased in that own sense. Just everybody, I think you can't really go wrong. I think both are good bets for like 12 plus. I prefer Van myself.
Aiden Dalmanian, good morning, guys. Jeff Wilson or Rex Burkhead half PPR?
We're going Jeff. Rex is close though. I mean, no David Johnson. That could be the Rex week, but I'm going Jeff there.
Ground don't stop. Who gets shadowed by Gilmore, Pitts, or Gage? I don't know if they'll even shadow either of them.
Yeah.
I'm guessing size-wise, I'd go with Pitts, maybe.
Right. Exactly.
Does Matt Rule even do that shit though?
No, there's a lot more zone. But Gilmore is definitely a man corner. He's so much better in man than zone. I think he'll be on Pitts if I had to guess.
Michael Reyes, pick two, full PPR, must win. Dylan, Aaron Jones, Van Jefferson.
I think this one's bench Dylan.
This is like we're doing Dylan against Van Jefferson, so I'm going. I guess I'll go with but I hate having the same backfield.
Exactly. I think you got to pick one back and then lock in Van.
Yeah,
I go Aaron Jones. Over
I know
Dylan.
I said Dylan versus Van Jefferson above, but I can't do the same backfield, so I'll go Jones, Van Jefferson.
Yeah, different context for the situation for sure.
RTK, half PPR, Van Jefferson or Darnell Mooney, or pick up MBS. Yeah, I'm going Van over MBS.
Yeah, Van's safer than all three of those options.
Danny Jennings picked up Lindsey since I have Gaskin. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, just in case, good stash to see what happens.
Tyson Casey, that's fake news.
Yeah, get out of here.
Don't do that, please. Holden 92 Chargers.
You know where Tyson's going. Time out, baby. Think about what you've done.
Holden 92 Chargers D or Broncos D?
Oh man, both great options. I got to go Broncos against a Lions team with nobody left. No Hawkinson, no Swift. Like they're going to destroy them. But I mean, it's not like the Chargers facing a loaded up Giants team either. But I prefer the Broncos. Do you feel any differently on that?
Yeah, we talked about our love for the Chargers, but I'm going Broncos this week.
Yeah.
Public Enemy 508, half PPR flex, Jamar, pick up Burkhead, Hooper, or Monra.
I kind of like Burkhead over these guys. I think against a good matchup at Seattle, I think Davis Mills could get the offense moving a little bit at least. So I go Burkhead. What do you think of all that shit? Do you have a favorite of those options?
Do I have a favorite with this? I'll go with the bald guy, Burkhead.
Your clone out there in the backfield. Yeah, I do really like Hooper to score a touchdown today too, but I prefer Burkhead myself.
RTK, half PPR, J-Rob or Jeff Wilson. I'm going J-Rob.
J-Rob, yeah, definitely.
Anthony Ruffin, Diggs, Evans, Mixon, Saquon, DK, DJ Moore, pick 3.
A lot of good options, huh? Mixon, my favorite. Diggs, my second favorite. And I think I go Evans over the other guys. What do you think?
Yeah, first 2 were locked in for me. Saquon stinks. DK can't trust. DJ Moore, yeah, I'll go the first 3.
Yeah, there we go. Good luck, Anthony. Good options. Damn.
William Giordano's lost Woods, Moore, Carter. It looks like probably Sanders picked up Crowder, so hopefully he can make up for more. Should I start Crowder or Joe Wilson?
I would go.
I'm going Crowder here.
I'm going Wilson myself. I like Wilson. Wow, you really like Crowder this week, huh?
I do.
Yeah, I'm going Wilson.
There's nothing else. It's just that the team's an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
I like it because he gets rid of Lattimore. He's not going to cover him. So
the Saints are like their slot corner. I think is like the lowest graded on PFF. So it is a good matchup. But I think Wilson's getting the end zone at least one time today. So I'm going Wilson myself.
Giordano's start Guyton, Julio, or Monra. Asking for a buddy who has Keenan on it.
I go Julio of these guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't trust the Lions receivers. I feel like every single week it's like a new Lions receiver, and then Goff's like, "Oh, he reminds me of Cooper Kupp." He said it like 3 times this year.
Yeah,
I'm going Julio. Hillary from the couch. Do I play Julio over Judy? Julio over Judy or Gage?
And you're full PPR, so I think Gage is my favorite. I'd probably go Julio over Judy, though. What do you think?
I kind of want to go Gage.
I think Gage is my favorite here. I think it's
gotcha.
He's playing 2 of 3. So who do you bench?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'd go Julio and Gage.
Julio Gage. Here we go. Good luck, Hillary Stegna.
Joey Perps, pick 2 PPR. Evans, Lockett, Deebo.
I'm benching Lockett of those options. I love them all, but I got to go Lockett.
I feel like Lockett's going to score this week, but I can't bench Evans or Deebo.
Yeah, you can't bench the other 2.
Zach Smolinski, 2 out of 3 PPR. Hubbard, Montgomery, Michelle.
We've got this one a couple times. I'm benching Chuba. It's interesting that like a lot. I'm wondering if this is the same person asking in different accounts, but I benched Chuba there.
Grind don't stop. Who is the better duo? Cook, Cousins, or Hill and Kamara?
I think Hill Kamara. At least for this week against the Jets. But moving forward, probably Cook and Cousins. But man, Kamara and Hill against the Jets this week are going to go bananas. But if I had to pick one for the rest of the season, to be Cousins and Cook.
Yeah. Sarah Riley, half PPR. Hollywood, Judy, Gage, Crowder.
I would go Hollywood over these other options. All very intriguing, but Hollywood just has that 30-point upside.
As a mixed owner, should I pick up Perrine for the bench or hold on to Khalil Herbert?
I mean, it's a little more, I guess for your team, Pirine might be the better insurance, but something just feels off with Montgomery, like with all those 3 different injuries he's got listed.
That was so weird.
Yeah, like shoulder, arm, life.
And then he was full practice the next day. It didn't make sense.
It's very strange. I would probably though for your sake, you saw Mixon get up like a little gimpy at one point last week. It's like, I'd probably rather have Pirine.
Javier, hey guys, Collins or Jeff Wilson? Standard PPR.
I go standard PPR. Okay, I go Jeff Wilson over Collins myself.
Javier, should I start Rodgers or Stafford?
Rodgers for me. He owns, as we were saying, the Bears for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Steve Michelson, for the support. We greatly appreciate it, and we both think Barkley's obviously a great player, but this is a great tryout week to see against a bad defense how he does.
I don't think he's a great player. Adam, Brady or Rodgers?
Brady. Guy, I love that game. That game's going to shoot.
He also owns the Bills. So just 2 ownerships this week.
I think it's like 32-3 lifetime against the Bills.
Insane.
Nuts.
Michael Reyes, pick 2, must-win full PPR league. Dylan, Aaron Jones, Van Jefferson. I feel like we just got that too.
Yeah, we got that one already. But we said you bench one of the Green Bay guys. We both bench Dylan.
TJ Goss, I'd play Chase Edmonds.
He might not even play yet, so we don't know. And no, I don't think I'd trust him in his first game back.
Bryant, Edmonds, or Carter rest of the season? I kind of like Carter.
I like Carter probably. Yeah, I agree.
Dave Pennington, crazy to sit Lamar for Taysom.
Not crazy. I personally wouldn't do it, but it's not crazy by any means. But no, I would prefer Lamar today. We got that one a bunch. Who did you like?
I'm just in a row with Lamar.
Yeah. We're both in agreement there.
Juan Pena, who am I flex? Knox, Freeman, OBJ.
I like Freeman here. Safest option. I love Knox today too. Like most upside of these options, Juan, but Freeman's just been rolling like 18 to 20 touches at 15-ish points every week. That's a nice floor. I go there.
It's been weird. Lamar hasn't ran the ball at all on the goal line this year.
I know, which is definitely.
I keep playing him anytime touchdown. He just doesn't score touchdowns anymore. Tom Mulville, DPJ, Guyton, or Treadwell. Got to go DPJ after your.
The blow up upside. Definitely not Treadwell. I think it's either Guyton or Peoples-Jones, but I do like Peoples-Jones against the defense giving up the most big plays, and they just lost Marlon Humphrey too. So I'm going with DPJ.
Danny Jennings, I'm going Crowder over Judy. Who's picking CJ over Wolf?
There we go. Good luck, Denny. I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, actually, he owes us for me after his fucking Eagles lost.
Yeah, that's true.
Steven Hernandez, PPR, Russ Gage, Jerry Judy, or Julio.
I think we both like Russell Gage here, especially in full PPR.
Steven Hernandez, PPR, Higbee, or RSJ, or Ingram?
I go RSJ of these options, yeah.
Hernandez again, PPR, Chuba, Javonte Williams.
I love Javonte. I think Chuba is definitely a more lock for more workload, but Javante's just so damn talented. I'm going him.
AK, pick one running back, PPR, Sony, or Saquon. I'm going Sony.
Sony is safer. I go Saquon personally, especially in full PPR. I think Saquon could catch like 8 balls today, so I'm going true. Saquon.
AK, pick one receiver, PPR, Ayuk or Julio.
I go 29-28. 29-30. I go Ayuk very slightly. What do you think?
I hate Julio. Let's go Ayuk. Michael Reyes, what the hell favoritism that David Campanelli he's getting his questions answered.
We go in the order they pop up. They come up on the app and we just go.
I feel like they might know each other.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know where Michael Reyes is coming from, but we just go in the order they come up. Unless you give us a super chat, then of course we trust you guys more or prefer you guys. Whatever.
Tunes giving Wilson a lot of rope. He could hang you with it.
Oh, pretty dark there, Tunes. We got to give him a lot of rope, though. Yes, I think so.
Juan Pena, Odell over McLaurin or Cooper?
I go no, not over either of those guys. I go McLaurin and Cooper before Odell.
Yeah,
I think we got like a random bot, and that's why Michael Reyes is saying, "What the hell is Vogue?" The bots are coming in. It means we're doing good things. We're getting out to more people.
Powder keeping out for Craig Reynolds. Schefter just pumped him up, calling him a better call than his week 2 call of Elijah Mitchell. I feel like this is fake.
No, Powder's he's a regular, so I don't think.
No, I know, but I have my Schefter alerts on. I haven't seen one. Never heard that name in my life. Oh, he's a real person.
Detroit. He goes to Detroit. Schefter said he's starting Craig Reynolds in fantasy. What? Wow. I don't. Maybe a stash, maybe a C, but fucking
throw him in a DraftKings lineup.
Yeah, maybe he's a DraftKings beast. Craig Reynolds, huh? 25 years old from
it's like Kutztown University or something.
What? Yeah, Kutztown University in Pennsylvania. Fuck yeah. All right, we'll see. Maybe worth picking up, but I certainly would not be putting my season on the line. I mean, BK, maybe you look at this Craig Reynolds, trusting Adam Schefter. Yeah. No, I would go one of the other guys. And thank you again, guys, for those generous super chats. Really, really.
You have Schefter's number. Throw him a text.
Yeah, good friend of the pod.
Forrester Stearns, half PPR flex, Singletary, Breida, Rondell Moore, Curtis Samuel. Those are horrific options.
Right. There's like all these potential streamer running backs, right? Like I would go to Jamar Jefferson, Ty Johnson.
You go Craig Reynolds.
Right. Yeah, Craig Reynolds. Rex Burkhead, though, like any of those guys I would prefer over these. But if this is what it comes down to, I would go Singletary of these guys, but I don't like any of them. And then I go Broncos over Panthers. Love both matchups, but I go Broncos first.
Andrew McGrady, J-Rob or Julio?
J-Rob.
Jeff Dreesen, Chuba or Foreman?
I'm going to go Chuba, yeah. He's facing Atlanta. I keep forgetting. A joke of matchup. Yeah.
Hemi, Julio or Ayuk, then Burkhead or Hilliard, both PPR.
I'm going to go Ayuk, and then I'm going to go Hilliard,
yeah.
I have both Titans above Burkhead, but then I have Burkhead right after both Titans guys at 28. So, man, brutal stuff. Another super chat. Thank you so much, Charlie Menelakis. What a legend.
Menelakis, thanks to the great content all season, gents. Time to bring home that hardware. Much
appreciate the support, my man. Absolutely. Thank you so much for always being here. Indeed, let's go get you that title. No doubt about it. All righty. Where we left off here.
Nope, you did that. Yep. Menelakis, based on your opening comments, assume you'd trust Sony over Jeff Wilson?
Yes, yep. Definitely, Charlie. Sony, a lock when he's in that workload. That offense, any back in that workload.
Duck appreciates us. We appreciate you too, Duck.
We appreciate you, Duck. Love to have you, brother.
DK is responding to his.
Oh, yeah. They're all gone.
David Ho, Joe Burrow or Cam?
I like Burrow today. That secondary is really banged up for the 49ers too, but he's just pretty safe in general, especially compared to Cam.
BK, thanks, boys.
Who are you going, BK? You can't leave us hanging now. We got to know. Did you pick Abdullah? Did you put Casey? Whew. I can't. I've never been so invested in two crap running backs more than that because of your support for the site, my man. Really hope it pans out for you, but let us know which one you picked.
Our guy Todd Exotic, Abdullah or Jarvis in the flex, half PPR. Much love to you, studs.
We love you too, brother. I go Jarvis, though. Love Jarvis today. I think he's in a really good spot.
Joey Perps, pick 2 PPR, Lockett, Evans, or Deebo.
I would bench Lockett of these guys, which is crazy because I love all three, but I'm benching Lockett.
Binky, Rubby, Mahomes or Stafford?
I think it's Ruby over Rubby. But
Binky, Ruby.
I go Mahomes here. This is, I know we were kind of shitting on him earlier that he's been outside the top 20 quarterbacks.
I love him. Love him this week. Love him.
I think the only game he was in the top 5 was against the Raiders, and he had 36, was the number 1 QB. So I like that.
Eric Underwood, Foreman, or Jeff Wilson?
I go Jeff Wilson, but he's just one higher. It's really close, Eric.
Danny Jennings, I'm just here for the timeouts.
Send him to timeout. Think about what you've done. Whoever it was, Tyson Casey, wrote a couple more comments, but he's been blocked, so we haven't seen him come in. So who knows what those were? I kind of wish I got to see at least what he commented before timeout.
Campanelli, standard running back, pick 1, Burkhead or Foreman?
I would go Foreman. Very close, but I go Foreman. Our favoritism. We're going towards Campanelli. Too many questions for Michael Reyes, apparently.
Dan Dwyer, Sutton or Westbrook?
Beverly Legend, good to see you, Dan. Thanks for tuning in. We both said Westbrook. Sutton, I mean, he did get a lot of air yards these last couple weeks, but air yards are just air until they actually come to fruition, and he hasn't done shit lately. I can't trust Sutton these days.
Hillary from the bedroom, since Julio is coming off IR and to drop somebody, can Gesicki go?
No, Gesicki's a stud. He had like 11 targets last week. No, yeah, he's not in the drop. I'll see you in like 2 minutes. We have just a handful more questions. We'll come look at that, Hillary.
Jay Peakley, Cooked or Chuba, full PPR?
I go Chuba, a little bit safer. I do love Cooks with Davis, but definitely he's been up and down all year. Whereas Chuba, you're getting 15 against Atlanta, 15 touches, 15 points probably. Yeah, we're rolling him.
Tunes, Herbert, Stafford.
I'm going Herbert there. I have that same dilemma in my WEI league, and I'm going to go Herbert there.
Eduardo, already in the playoffs thanks to you guys, but I won't let my boss win in fantasy. Cam or Heineke? Cheers.
Love it, Eduardo. Glad to hear you made it, my man. You're a legend. And I love that you're just still slapping around the boss today. I go Cam over Heineke. What do you think?
I'll go Cam. I just hate him so much, but I'm going Cam.
Yeah, the leg points are just too much to pass up.
Sit wants to know Patterson or Barkley full PPR.
I go Patterson. I never bench Patterson at this point. He's too damn good.
CJ, how PPR, Zeke or Foreman? Yikes.
Go Zeke. Yeah, I go Zeke there. No Tony Pollard. He's locked into the work. He'll find the end zone at least. And thanks again, Charlie. Really appreciate that support.
Benching Lockett against the Texans? I'm not. I mean, it depends what it is.
I don't want to. I mean, we got like who is like Evans and Diggs or something like that, and Lockett, or Deebo was another one of them. It's like Deebo, Evans, Lockett. Like of those guys, yes, but in general, no. I have him as a top 20 receiver this week. He's a wide receiver 15. Most lineups he's going to be in for me. But if you have 3 top 10 options ahead of him, then yeah. But otherwise, no. I like him today.
Danny Jennings, thanks guys. Let's get this win. Drink up.
I love it, Danny. Always encouraging the alcohol intake, which is always appreciated among the crowd.
Jason, Javonte, or Renfro? This might be the one time he's not a lock. Yeah.
Yeah, this might be. I personally prefer Javonte, but I mean Renfro might even be safer. I go Javonte myself. What do you do here, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going Javonte.
All righty.
I hate that. Troy Lee. PPR, Javonte or Aaron Jones?
I have Javonte higher. I do.
Standard scoring, Chuba or J-Rob?
We've gotten that one a bunch. And I've said Chuba all along. I know you said J-Rob, squeaky wheel. I just think Chuba is safer, even if the ceiling is a bit lower. Like J-Rob could have 25-30 if he does get greased. But I don't think we should pretend like Urban's this lock to do what's right and give this guy touches in the wake of all this shit. He might just double down and be an asshole. So I'm going Chuba myself against Atlanta. Way too easy.
Paul Miller, Cookie, or Gallup full PPR?
I like Brandon Cooks there. That's what I go. Oh man, spamming the fucking thing. I'm gonna answer this, but don't copy and paste and ask your question a million times. We're gonna go Kareem Hunt, OP Vorse. Thanks so much for coming, new fan, but don't ask your question a million fucking times. We're putting you in timeout for Denny Jennings. One last timeout before we head out. OP Vorse, but we're going Kareem Hunt there. Thanks for being here, though, and asking your question. And Tunes, let's go.
Thanks, guys. Good luck to everyone. Playoff time.
Seems like a good way to sign off. Wolfpack on your way out. If you haven't already, please hit that like button to continue to get us up to more people. Saw a lot of new names coming in here towards the end. If you liked what you heard, please consider hitting that subscribe button, helping us get out to 2K. That's our goal, to get up to 2,000 this year. We so appreciate it. If you can help us do that, we'll be live Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m., answering all your questions.
Wait, one question. Give me an anytime touchdown score that's kind of like a long shot. Not a super long shot, but like a tight end or like a second receiver or something.
Austin Hooper.
Sounds good. Gotta juice it up.
Oh, man. That's a scary one. T. Higgins or Chuba? Ooh, that's a good question before we sign off here. I feel safer with Chuba, but T has been so hot lately. I think I'm going to go T. He's just too good. He's such a great player. Yeah, I'm going T. Higgins. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with T.
There we go. All righty, guys. And again, as we sign off, that thumbs up would help. Subscriptions, always so appreciated. But just being here, guys. Thank you so much for being here, seeking out our opinion. Best of luck. We hope you get those Week 14 wins. In 2 weeks, we will be live at Old Planners. That Facebook invite, is that up yet, CJ?
Yep. Yeah, went out Friday.
Oh, sick. Yeah, so I'll look for that and invite some people today. But check out our Facebook site. If you're local, we'll be live at Old Planners in just 2 weeks, the day after Christmas, celebrating everything with you guys, the fantasy playoffs, all that good glory. So thanks again so much for being here. I'm the Wolf.
I'm CJ. Good luck.
Wolf, for the Fantasy Sheep guys, be that Wolf. Best of luck, guys. Later.